Let me get my audio situated here. Prayers are up for PnB Rock. Prayers are up for PnB Rock right now, you guys. Mikey T, the movie star, is here. I just saw some very, very gruesome footage, you guys. I saw some very detailed footage released on the internet. Although I do want to point out there was a typo. There was a typo in this footage that dropped, but upon further examination, everybody, looking at some of the recent videos of PnB Rock from his story on his Instagram page, just looking by his new haircut, you know what I'm saying? Because over the years since PnB Rock came into the game, we all know that his hair has taken different turns, you know what I'm saying? His whole image has taken different turns since he came into the game. I can still remember the first time I really heard about PnB Rock. He was actually performing, he was singing. He was singing on television in Philly. I'm not too sure where or what he was singing for, you guys. I'm not too sure what he was actually singing for, you guys, but PnB Rock was on TV, and the people in Philly, they were like, PnB Rock is a different style of guy. PnB Rock has that mainstream, that mainstream edge to him, that mainstream popularity to him that he could have used to break through. You know what I mean? Where other artists haven't been able to really capitalize. I mean, Philly has some of the greatest MCs that have ever existed, from Beanie Siegel to Meek Mill. You know what I'm saying? They've had some of the greatest artists from my generation that we're always going to look back on. You know what I'm saying? You got your Cassidy's. You know what I mean? Cassidy's back doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? PnB Rock is somebody I got the opportunity to interview. I didn't get the chance to interview PnB Rock. I did not get the chance to interview PnB Rock, you guys. But I got the chance to interview PnB Mean. You know what I'm saying? Who was actually able to tell me about some of the trials and tribulations that they actually went through, you guys. Everybody that's tapping in right now, we got to put our prayers up. Everybody put the prayers up emojis for PnB Rock right now. I want to see a wave of positivity for PnB Rock, you guys. The next opportunity, everybody also put up your first memories of PnB Rock. I remember my guy called me and told me about PnB and said he's on the television singing. This guy's a different caliber. I remember then seeing PnB Rock show up with AR Rab. PnB Rock showed up with AR Rab, you guys. Y'all can go check out that record, AR Rab and PnB Rock, another one of my favorites from him, as he still went on to make his imprint in the game. We saw PnB Rock do so much, you guys. We all got to pray that he pulls through. I really hope that's not the case right now. I just literally saw these reports come in. I saw the reports come in. Everybody hit that like button. Everybody, you know what I'm saying, for the algorithm. Everybody share this video. If you don't know who I am, I'm Mikey T, the movie star. I definitely appreciate y'all for tapping in. Like I've said this before, you guys, we got to tap in to talk about the best of times. And unfortunately, when we come on here, we do have to address the worst of times. So unfortunate if this has actually happened to PnB Rock, an artist that we literally saw come into the game from the ground up. You know what I mean? Literally, I did an interview with PnB Mean, and he told me about the fact that these two men were in jail together. They were actually in jail together. You know what I'm saying? The image that PnB Rock came into the game with, you know what I'm saying? He came in with a very clean image, you guys. Even though he had records with AR Rab where he was keeping to the street, even though he had stories of being locked up where they were doing some wild things behind the bars, PnB Mean was explaining to me. You know what I mean? PnB Rock had a lot of respect out there, you guys. PnB Rock garnered a lot of respect out there, and we see this from the relationships he was able to make. You know what I'm saying? The ground he was able to cover. I mean, this guy was one of the most sought after artists to collaborate with, y'all. He was one of the most sought after artists to actually collaborate. I remember Gilly the Kid told me about what he did for PnB Rock. Gilly told me in various interviews all the love that he had shown over the years to different Philly artists. When PnB Rock emerged onto the scene and started taking over, Gilly explained to me what he did for him. If you guys want to see that interview, go type it in, Gilly on PnB Rock. You know, I've done a lot of work, man, with Philly-based artists. So when this happens, it just hurts, you guys. And to have to come on here and talk about such an unfortunate incident with PnB Rock, it's just crazy. You know, like I said, you never know what to expect, you guys, when you flip on Instagram, when you Google search a name, when you're streaming, you know, when you're Google searching or YouTube searching, you just never expect to come across this shit. And it seems to be happening way too frequently. You know what I'm saying? I love coming on here, covering albums, breaking down hip hop news, but this is one of the unfortunate tasks that I have to do sometimes when we have to come on here and we have to remember some of these hip hop legends. And we got to remember, you guys, to keep their name held high and keep it in high regard. You know what I'm saying? We got to keep our prayers up for PnB Rock. Everybody continue to post in the comment section, or if you're in the video chatting right now, post your PnB Rock memories, y'all. Post y'all's PnB Rock memories, because he has definitely touched a lot of us in this game. Whether you're into the more street influenced music, whether, like I said, he has records with AR Rab. You know what I mean? PnB Rock kept his ear to the street. You know what I mean? PnB Rock had an agenda. He knew how to blow up. He made very calculated decisions in his career, you guys. And that's why today, seeing a video like this, seeing all the reports coming up, a lot of people are reporting about this right now. You know, Hot 97 reported about it. The prayers up. Artist PnB Rock was shot while dining in Los Angeles. There is a gruesome video floating around on Twitter, which is too graphic to post. So that was actually posted by digital reporter Doc Lou Allen. He tweeted, Philadelphia rapper PnB Rock was just shot in Los Angeles, California. The video on Twitter is too gruesome, and I do 100% agree with that. The video is very gruesome. If you analyze, as I said a little bit earlier, if you analyze a little bit of what's going on, you know, if you take a little bit of a deeper look, you know what I mean, which some are going to have to do when analyzing this video. You know what I mean? The last time PnB Rock actually posted was 4 hours ago. The last time PnB Rock posted was 4 hours ago, you guys. And prior to that, the night prior to that, PnB Rock was at a event. PnB Rock was actually at an event, a suit and tie event. You know what I mean? Rock was actually at a suit and tie event, you guys. So it's got to show you where his demeanor was. You know, we're talking about Los Angeles. And oddly enough, we were just talking about LA. Oddly enough, you guys, we were just talking about LA just yesterday, weren't we? With the whole Sauce Walker situation that happened in Los Angeles. And what did I say about that, you guys? When we looked at Sauce Walker's post prior to everything that happened, Sauce Walker was elated to be heading to Los Angeles. So I got to say, like, artists are genuinely enthused to be going to Los Angeles and to be popping their cherry. Getting an opportunity to perform in Los Angeles is like getting the opportunity to say that you've made it in the game. A lot of people come in, they take over the East Coast, they make their way down to Miami, but to get that invite out to California, like French Montana did, you know what I'm saying? When French really started to pop off, when you got guys like Sauce Walker doing features and videos out in Los Angeles. This is because Los Angeles is that important to us. We look at Los Angeles, California as a whole, of one of the meccas of hip hop, one of the most money generating meccas of hip hop. And that's why it is ultra unfortunate to be seeing these situations happen there in Los Angeles, in California, because of how high we hold this state in regard. You know what I mean? And we could talk about the shit from the past. We can talk about Suge Knight. We can talk about Suge Knight sitting up at the award shows and checking everybody's chain at the door. We can talk about that all we want, you guys. But the fact of the matter is, every single other rapper, whatever state they come from, if it's a rapper from Texas, if it's a rapper from Massachusetts, even New York, places like this we hold in high regard. The thought that Sauce Walker, who has worked incredibly hard to make a career for himself, you know what I'm saying? The thought that PnB Rock, who has worked incredibly hard, prayers are up for PnB Rock right now, you guys. Because if we're talking about the video that was too gruesome to post, I will say in that video, I did see hand movement, you guys. In that video, I saw hand movement. I saw the dude in the video who was mislabeled. He was mislabeled, you guys. PnB Rock. I want to point that out as well. I just want to point out all the factors in this situation because I am the hip hop blogger that comes on here and I remain hopeful. I come on here and I remain hopeful, you guys. These are the people that provide entertainment for us. These are the people that make the world go around, that make the hours in the day go by quicker for us. And that's why we need to learn to put that respect on their name, you guys. That's why we need to learn to put that respect on our name. And our entertainers are the most one of the most valuable people. And that's not to put firefighters, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that's out there helping. My dad was a firefighter. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not taking anything away from the people that are protectors in this world, but the entertainers need to be protected as well, man. That's our source. You know what I mean? That's our source of enjoyment, you guys. This is a very tragic situation right now when once every 3 months, once every whatever it is, we have to come on here and talk about an unfortunate situation like this. And this is why all the rappers are now saying that hip hop is the most dangerous job in America. That's what everyone's saying, man. Definitely appreciate everybody tapping in. Definitely appreciate everybody tapping in, man. Very unfortunate situation that we got to talk about. PnB Rock is an artist that literally came in from the ground up, y'all. Got out of jail, started making his movement go. You know what I mean? He started making his movement work, you guys. And this is very unfortunate to read today. My prayers are with him. My prayers are with him. You know, my prayers are with him. And I know all of yours are as well. You know what I'm saying? I know we all got that spot in our heart where we're praying that everything turns out all right in this situation. The homie, TJ, he's good. You see, he's walking. He made a proof that he's walking because that was one of the biggest things that people said about his career, if he wasn't going to be able to walk again. You know what I mean? Definitely appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. If you don't know who I am, I'm Mikey T, the movie star. I'm Mikey T, the movie star, you guys. Some people were actually tweeting all about this video. All the news about this video is going out right now. I looked on PnB Rock's page, and it looks like the last time PnB Rock has actually posted was 4 hours ago, you guys. PnB Rock actually posted 4 hours ago. You know, my heart just goes out. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm very compassionate for this situation right here. It just sucks to see this happening. But you know, I'm the guy that's gonna come on here and report about this, give y'all my take on this. PnB Rock was a one of a kind artist. You know, when we look at Philly, there wasn't another artist from Philly that he was trying to duplicate. You know what I mean? All these guys from Philly that we see come out, man, they really have their own edge. They have their own moniker. You know, they've got their own style and delivery from all the ones that I've just pointed out, you guys. From all the ones that I've just pointed out, you could say they've all got different tones. They've all bring a different style to the game. You know what I'm saying? They've all had different working relationships. So let's talk about PnB Rock's career a little bit. Let's talk about PnB Rock's career a little bit, man. He was actually born in 1991. That's actually 3 years after me, you guys. Now, I got the chance to interview PnB Mean. So he was actually born in Germantown. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. That's what's up. Let me tap in with my brother Twiz. Let me tap in with my brother Twiz right now, man, and see what's good with Twiz. You know, Twiz is my Philly connection. That's my brother right there for life. He done had me out to Philly on multiple occasions. Everybody hit that like button. Bro, I'm talking to Twiz right now on the phone, you guys. I'm gonna send Twiz the link. I don't know if he's gonna be able to tap in. Say what up to the people. Twiz, I'm gonna send you the link.
All right, yeah, that's cool.
All right.
I can do a few minutes real quick.
My bro. I'm about to send the link to Twiz, man. You know, that's the Philly connection right there. Like it's being posted. The video is really too gruesome. The video is kind of gruesome, man. What up, my brother Rosewood? What's popping, brother? Yeah, man. Everybody share this video. I'm about to bring Twiz in here in a second. You guys. Rosewood, let me know if you're in a silent location, Rosewood, or if you're at the studio, brother. The report I was reading was critical condition, you guys. That's the report I was reading, you guys. But also additionally, you guys, if you go in and you do your own research and you look at the videos that are out, you know what I'm saying? You can look at the definition of the way that his hair looked. If you just look back at the last few videos, he was recording as of 4 hours ago. I'm telling you guys, he was legitimately recording as of 4 hours ago. This is very alarming, y'all. Yeah, I seen the video too. The clapback, man. I seen the video too. Shit's pretty crazy. A lot of websites are not going to even post the video. You know what I mean? This is crazy to report, you guys. If anybody just tapping in right now is wondering what's going on, who is this guy? I'm Mikey T, the movie star. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe right now. When you see me coming live, you know it's going to be breaking news. You know it's going to be a dope interview. You know we've got some good content going on always. I tell you guys all the time, for the people tapping in, I say this. I'm going to be on here to report about the best of times, and I'm going to be on here to report about the worst of times. And there's nothing going to change about that, you guys. There's nothing going to change about that. I'm not going to be one of those reporters who is going to fall back when we got to talk about something. I'm not going to be one of those guys doing an interview that's going to fall back when you got to ask the important question. That's not what you're going to get over here. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you guys subscribe. It looks like Rosewood from Philly is actually going to tap in as well. And we're going to talk about PnB Rock. Never, man. Never that. Just got to keep it real. Like I said, it's obviously an emotional thing. I've been watching PnB Rock's career for the better part of 10 years, you guys. You know what I'm saying? And that's actually right around the time that I met ARAB for the first time in 2013. Prior to that, I had met Dark Low as well. Hold on one second. Yo,
Mikey
Twiz,
T.
bro.
Salute, my brother. What's good, Mikey?
What is good, Twiz, man? I appreciate you tapping in, bro.
Appreciate you having me.
Man, we just got some unfortunate news. A bunch of reports are going out right now. There's a video circulating on the internet. I believe this happened at a restaurant. This actually happened at a restaurant, Twiz. So there's video circulating on the internet. It's kind of gruesome for any of the websites to post, although I haven't seen too many website postings. Have you got your eyes on the video yet? And how are you reacting to this, man?
Man, it's a hurt piece. I didn't even see the video yet. You just broke me the news. I didn't even look at it, bro. I don't even know if he got shot out Philly.
It's LA, Twiz. It's Los
Damn, out
Angeles.
LA.
Yep.
Wow, that's that's crazy, man. And it's very unfortunate, man, because he's very talented. You know what I mean? He came from nothing and got to something, and he's a big motivation to the city. You know, PnB, like that's like 6, 7 minutes from my hood where I'm from. So, not only do he motivate like a lot of people from my section of Philly, but the whole city. And he just had a different style. You know what I mean? So it's very unfortunate. It's sad, man. God's willing, he pulled through, man. I don't know if it's what his current condition is, man. But it is very, very unfortunate, man. Very unfortunate.
Yeah, it says here that PnB Rock was actually born in 1991 in Germantown, in the Germantown neighborhood of Philadelphia.
Facts. Facts. That, you know what I'm saying? He from up top, you know what I mean? And shout out to all the PnB guys and all of that, man. But you know, them coming out with PnB doing that, he gave like I said, a lot of motivation to people, and definitely not too far. We all from the same section of Philly. So, it's a hurt piece, man. It's just like it's crazy because especially being from somewhere like Philly, when you go to other places, the politics are so different. But when you from any hood, you just feel comfortable moving around how you want to move. But it's so different and so crazy. You gotta watch who you hanging with and everything, because just being around certain people now, it's like you affiliated with them. Not saying that's what happened, because I don't know what the situation is, but it don't make no sense to me how somebody from Philly could get shot out LA. You know what I'm saying? Like Philly, we ain't out here on that gang stuff. We ain't representing no gangs or nothing like that. So it's not like when we go to other places, you getting stamped as being, with a certain group of people. You know what I mean? So who
Well,
knows what happened?
Twiz, I was actually just talking about before you logged in the
Hmm.
fact that we just saw what happened to Sauce Walker, who's from
Hmm.
Houston. You know what I mean?
Facts.
PnB,
Facts.
Germantown, Philly. You know what I mean?
Facts. Facts.
And it's just crazy because I watched the video of Sauce Walker before he's in Cali. He's letting everybody know he's coming out. He is
Hmm.
absolutely like thrilled to be going out to California. I look at PnB
Facts.
Rock just yesterday, last night. PnB Rock was at a black tie event, Twiz. Literally. He goes from a black tie event to they're saying this incident actually happened at Roscoe's.
Damn. Yeah, man, it could have been anything. It take a minute for an altercation to go down. You know, it could have been words exchange, anything. You know what I mean? But it's very unfortunate that it had to end, with someone getting hurt. You know what I mean? I don't think that it was nothing that was that serious that should have led to that. You know, we talking about PnB Rock. He ain't somebody that just, his music is different. He don't got those type of lyrics and nothing where, he should be shaking anybody the wrong way. But also they do things where they be, he could have been. Also, you gotta watch how you move, man. Like even with Sauce Walker, like they was trying to rob him. You know what I mean? It's a bunch of hungry young people out here too, young and older people. You know what I mean? And when a lot of times a rapper might try to stand their grounds and be like, "You're not giving it up," so it's only one thing left for a person that's trying to rob you to do. So like I said, I don't know the situation, but God's willing, he pulled through it, and it's unfortunate, man. And for any rappers out there, if it is a situation like that, man, all that materialistic stuff, bro, it get replaced. Y'all do tours, get that jewelry up, get that money up, just give it up, bro. You came from nothing and you got to it before. You can get to it and get to it 10 times. That don't make you less of a man, or even arguing with somebody that's strapped, or whether they not strapped, like you a millionaire, bro. You can't really be. That's what your surroundings should be for, man. And I don't know the situation, but most likely, if it was some type of, you know, shooting behind it, it was some type of confrontation. A person not just going to really come and twist you unless it's really, really beef. And I doubt that he really had beef out there. So it was probably like a confrontation or something. And things just got elevated, man, and it's unfortunate.
One thing I hope it's not, Twiz. I hope it's not people from California trying to check the other rappers. You know what I mean? Because of how high, I was saying how high the rappers really hold California. Like these
Yeah,
guys are going out there with the highest of hopes, Twiz. I know you gotta bounce, bro. Can
yeah.
you share your first recollection of PnB Rock when you first came to hear about him?
Well, I first came to hear about him just from being, from Germantown, from that section. I heard about him just like, hearing about. I even heard about people like Uzi before, like the world hear about him. A lot of times people be hot in a city first. You know what I mean? So I heard about him, just from, like my brother-in-law and things of that nature. The younger people, that they be knowing what's in and what's that. After I heard about him, probably like within a month later, I'm hearing them. You know what I mean? So I never physically met him or nothing like that. I know people that cross paths with him. You know, um, people that surround him and things like that. But I never met him personally. But I do say that he had like a fast shoot up. It wasn't like it took him a long time to get lit. You know what I mean? It's like you
He
heard
made
his
some
name,
great moves, Twiz.
facts, like
You know what I mean? Popping up on television with his sing-songy style, working with
facts.
AR Rab on the street level.
Facts. Like he got to it fast, you know what I mean? So God's willing he can pull through it, man. Another sad story, man. So even if he do pull through it, God's willing that, he's in good condition to continue his career. That's a lot of things we forget about when people, deal with these situations. You might live, but you might not be able to, you know what I mean? Your
Yep.
body might not be the same. So,
I was saying that
you know,
about little TJ Twiz about the fact that he posted a video of him walking. That was one of the biggest concerns that people had. Is he
mhm,
going to walk again to be able to continue the career? He was
facts,
really just getting started. Twiz, one more
facts.
thing. I know you got a jam, bro.
Mhm.
Why do you think Meek Mill reached back to PnB Rock and put him on Dangerous, bro?
Well, that's one thing Meek was doing. Meek was always showing love, you know what I mean, to the upcoming artists and stuff like that. And PNB was, one of them guys, no different than like Uzi and so it just was something that should happen in the city. You know what I mean? As far as when people be like, our city might not work with each other or do things of that nature. So Meek was just showing love, man, and adding to his stock.
Damn, I appreciate you tapping in, fam. I know you
You
got to
already,
you got to jam up
yeah,
out of here, brother.
yeah. I'm about to spin up out of here, man. I appreciate you, Mikey T. Much love and respect to everybody in the chat. Everybody stay safe. Y'all
That's
know
my
how we
guy,
carry it.
SV Twiz, reporting directly from Philly. Twiz, I know you will do a video separate to this when details are confirmed.
Definitely,
I
or I can
imagine you will on your channel.
either that or if you run the joint again, we do it however, you know what I mean? We gonna get it done regardless, man. You know how
That's
we carry
SV
it.
Twiz, you guys. His channel is The Hood Blogger. We got like 500 people in here, Twiz. You know what I'm
Man,
saying? But I
shout out
appreciate
to
you
the
tapping
chat,
in,
man.
bro.
All right, you already know, Mikey. Much love and respect, bro. Everybody stay safe, man.
I'll talk to you soon, Twiz. That's my bro right there, SV Twiz. I'm glad he tapped in. That's my bro from Philly right there. As he said, Germantown. He actually had me out to his crib. I used to run around to Philly all the time prior to the pandemic, and that's when we met. So that we've been going in for a few years now. Twiz always taps in and gives, his perspective on everything, even if it doesn't pertain to Philly. You guys, me and Twiz be on here talking about all hip hop, y'all. Yep. So it was the LA. We got it being reported as the LA Roscoe's in Chicken, you guys, which I just want to bring up the fact that a public spot like this, a public setting, a restaurant like Dolph, you guys, with Dolph's situation, rest in peace. It was at a spot where he was going to buy cookies, you guys. You know what I mean? It was literally at a spot where he was going to buy cookies. As unbelievable as this sounds, you got people running up on somebody, or even if it was an altercation in a restaurant that boiled over, the fact that somebody would put their situation, their livelihood, going back home to their wives and children, or their best friends, or their mom and dad, whatever it is. Sometimes you got the situation where the dude's taking care of his mom. You know what I mean? He's jeopardizing his own opportunity for what? For clout? He's jeopardizing his opportunity for clout, you guys. That's not the way to be in this world. That is absolutely not the way to be in this world, because we've seen these guys. We watched it all. As I said, we watched Young Dolph. We watched PnB Rock come up in the game, literally from having to Young Dolph admitting to paying for features, you guys. Admitting to paying for features. Bought the Gucci Man feature, but look what it leveled him up to the position where Yo Gotti wanted him and Moneybag Yo paid to work with him. It leveled him up. It's unfortunate to see these situations happening here in broad daylight. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about 50 Cent and Bangum Smurf lyrics. Or was that just the sunroof? Was that not broad day? All this shit going on right now, man, it's just really reprehensible. The fact that PnB Rock is in Los Angeles. You know what I'm saying? You hearing me, you guys? The fact that PnB Rock is in Los Angeles, not even doing the same style of work as Sauce Walka was doing, where he wasn't even necessarily exposing himself to the street. He wasn't even exposing himself to the street like that by shooting a music video for a prolonged period of time. He was literally walking into a Roscoe's. You know what I'm saying? Literally walking into a Roscoe's, you guys. Literally walking into a Roscoe's. You know, you could say Dolph's situation was over jealousy. You could say Chink's situation was over jealousy, you guys. A lot of times, probably about 75% of the time with this hip hop shit. You know what I mean? About 75% of the time with this hip hop shit, it usually has to do with jealousy. And I'm not talking about when two rappers are actually feuding with one another. I'm talking about when you got that guy on the underground who hasn't made it, who has exhausted every opportunity. He went on this radio show, he posted his video on this website, he bought that feature. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I was saying, the fact that these dudes would do it inside of a location where they're obviously being video recorded. I'm about to bring my bro in, man. About to bring my bro in. Yo, Rosewood, what up, bro?
Mikey T, what up, my J?
Man, Rosewood, what is popping, bro? Good to see you, brother.
Man, always a pleasure, man. Always a pleasure. You know, I'm blessed, man.
You
Alive
know,
and free out here, man.
sometimes when we get together on these live streams, we got to cover the best of times, and sometimes we got to cover the worst of times, man. And I really apologize. This is looking like a really bad one, man. This is looking like a really bad one, because we have watched PnB Rock's career, man. I want you to. When was the first time you had come across PnB Rock, Rosewood?
Damn, it's crazy. I never got a chance to meet PnB Rock, and we from like the same part of town. I think Twiz, because Twiz is about Twiz from Somerville, so Twiz is probably about like 3 minutes away from me. PnB Rock is probably like 5 to 10 minutes away from me. So, but he's younger. But the first time I heard him was like through the streets. I think my young boys, they was talking about him, and they was like around that time, like the singing type rapping wave that was just coming around, and he was one of the pioneers with that in the city of Philly. So the young boys really was pumping PnB Rock and putting everybody else on. And next thing you heard, he had a single on the radio, and his momentum kept going from there. He really put his block on because before that, it was nobody from up there. So he really represented not only his block, but started representing the whole city of Philadelphia as an ambassador all around the world. It's crazy, man. It's a crazy joint.
Yeah, so I was just reading that he was actually born, like you said, he was younger. He was born in 91. So he's actually a few years younger than me, being born in 88. And he was actually born in Germantown, Rosewood. What could you share with the audience about Germantown who may not know?
Well, first of all, Germantown is definitely a historic area in Philadelphia. That's why it's called Germantown. I'll just give you a little backstory. All the German settlers, when they came to America, they settled there. That's why the cobblestones are still on the street when you ride up Germantown Ave. And right now, it's just one of the hoods in Philadelphia. Unfortunately, is one of the hoods that's real crazy with the gun violence. You know, it's several different sections in that hood that's literally going through it like we in the war zone. We got 300 plus homicides for the third year in a row. Unfortunately, it's crazy up there, but at the same time, it's a lot of good people up there. Also, you get a lot of it's a real big Muslim community in Germantown. So even Quilly Mills is from Germantown or whatever like that. He's from Haines Street though. So just like PnB is Baton and Pastorius, so that's where he's from. So that's his hood. Quilly's from Haines Street, but at the same time, you got it's a Muslim community. So everybody's mostly Muslim up Germantown, and then it's a strong black presence in Germantown. You know, the Juneteenth festival is every year on Germantown Avenue, so it's still positive things, even though it's violence.
Can you tell us about some of the other artists that had come from Germantown? I was saying a little bit earlier, when you speak about the Philly artists, man, you speak about 5, 6 different dope artists, and they've all got their own sounds, man. From Beans, me, Cassidy, PnB Rock.
Now, you said some other ones from Germantown. All right, you got PnB, of course, you got Quilly. Then the originators for real. Shout out to my nigga Cheek Raw. Shout out to Vok, Top Hawk, and Morton. They really, Yeah, they really like when that video, that big star shot, that's right there at Roosevelt Middle School. That's at my middle school in the schoolyard and shit. That's they hood. So they really put Germantown on the map. So when they say Top Op and Morton or TM like that, that's how you get PnB. That's like, the young bulls watched that and then created their own wave. So that's really who you got out of Germantown right there.
That's what's up, man. How did everybody feel about PnB Rock doing this new sound? You know what I mean? They'd heard it more from like New York and stuff. But how did they feel about the sing song? Like, I almost want to say like Max B from that. That was from the New York side of it. PnB Rock came a whole nother way though.
I like how you put that, though. I like how you put that. And it really was. It was just a time in Philly where it was people were feeling good. It was drama, but it wasn't too much bullshit going on like it is now. So when he came with it, and he came with a hit from the door. So it was something that everybody was feeling, everybody was loving. So he was somebody that the whole city could root for.
Yeah, I seem to remember them putting PnB Rock on television to perform this hit song you're talking about.
Yeah, he dropped it. He dropped it from the. I forget the name, but I remember when it hit, and it blew up from the door, and everybody was rooting for him. From there, it was like, no, we want to see this youngin win.
So what about the fact that he would dip back into the street? I got what you need. Remember, I got what you need with Arab.
Yeah, but that's the thing. He was versatile. He showed you that look, I do this because I remember seeing like a video on him, and this when he first started. This was like right after the single, and he was working on the album. He was talking in the studio, and I was like, "Dag, that's what's up." I was really so proud to see somebody. We always say somebody from North Philly, South Philly. I'm like, he putting on for his own section, but that section is really thorough. There's a lot of thorough dudes in that section. So I'm like,
Section being
Germantown. They're saying Germantown, even Baiting and Pastorius, putting that on, putting that hood on itself. And that's one thing that
Bacon and Bastoria.
Yeah, Baiting and Pastorius.
Okay. So that's not PnB.
It's all right, Pastorius and Baiting. So then that's PnB.
Right.
I said it the other way around because I'm thinking about driving down the blocks. Because you got what I mean. But at the same time, he was putting on for Pastorius and Baiting, which was a thorough hood or whatever, and Germantown. So it's like you're not only representing your section, you're representing the greater part of your section, and then he blew up and was able to represent the greater part of the city. So with this happening right here, it's real weird. Like, this is real weird. I saw the video, and that joint is crazy. And I'm glad he moved in the video, and they say he's still alive in critical condition. I was just reading some things, but it's just so unfortunate that we really leave out of Philly, and everybody that I know that's out of Philly, we be like, yo, if you don't gotta come back, don't come back. It was two young boys from a singing group in Philly that got killed. One young boy came back for a funeral, they killed him, and then his homie came back for his funeral, and they killed him. I just
they said the same thing to Arab. Ab was like, they were like, if you've got enough money, just leave. And he was like, I wouldn't want to do that. And then you say, like, look what happens when somebody takes this advice. Somebody like PnB Rock, who worked hard so that he could afford a place to actually live in a place like LA. And then this happens, Rosewood.
Yeah, but now one thing I want to say, LA ain't the same LA no more. After the pandemic, that shit got real wild out there. Like, just talking to my folks, out there, it's like real wild. Everybody is jacking, everybody robbing, everybody scheming, backdooring, everything out LA. If you ain't in the that, like, all right, even if you went Hollywood Hills, it's a hood right behind the hills. It's a hood right on the side of Hollywood Hills. Like, where it's hood gang activity and all that. So you can be in a nice area, you're surrounded by hoods. So anything can go down. So you saying it happened at a Roscoe's? So it could be anything. Like I think Twiz said it might have been an altercation. We just speculating, but PnB don't even really get into none of that. And he ain't even that type of dude to be jumping out there to try to defend somebody or try to keep his honor up and all that or whatever. He'll walk away before something like that. So I don't know if it's a robbery going wrong or altercation, and then it's just LA ain't safe. Period. Right now, LA ain't safe, and it's been like that for the past couple years.
And look what about Pop Smoke. You know what I mean? You can say all
Draco
you
the
want.
ruler.
You know
Draco
what I
the
mean?
ruler. Even though he was from out there, he's at a
Yeah.
concert. How you die at a concert, bro? Like all
And I
that,
would
even
say
Pop
a
Smoke.
similar
Yeah,
level to PnB
yeah.
Rock as well, right there. And it's
That
like
Pop Smoke joint. Yeah,
everybody can. Well, yeah, no, even with Draco the Ruler, a similar level too, man. You know what I mean? Both these guys are literally on the cusp of fame. You know, but
yeah,
you know, everybody can say, "Yo, I'm gonna learn from Pop Smoke. I'm gonna learn from what happened to Pop Smoke." Well, you got to really prove that, man. We got to move better, man. When we see, because Pop Smoke was on his way to being the next 50 Cent.
yeah. He was on his way. That's tragic, man. That's always gonna be all the any shooting in hip hop is tragic. I don't care who it is or how it happened. Pop Smoke is definitely really tragic because just his ceiling was so high. You seen so much in the future for him. Even I think I looked at him as even doing acting and all that with
Right.
it. So it's just like going out there in LA, man, you gotta be on your P's and Quans. And now it's just it's really a jungle. It's like it's not safe nowhere. And now when you in these areas where it's so-called people with money or they think everybody has money that looks like money, then there's gonna be somebody trying to take that
Yep.
at all times. So it's like you really gotta be careful. You really gotta move different. Like if you was used to going out certain places, you really gotta clip that, man. Like we from Philly, so we really go anywhere. We like the hood. But at the same time, when you move to a different tax bracket, you gotta move way different. You gotta do Uber Eats or Grubhub or something. It's like you really gotta
That's
treat
what
the
I'm
rap
saying.
game as a business and then go home. You really gotta treat it as work and go home now. Ain't no chilling.
Yeah, because like I was saying, literally, some of the last posts on his timeline are him at a black tie event, Rosewood. You know what I mean? He's out there doing what he should be doing, what he was born to do. You know what I mean?
Fact.
Then PNB just wanted a little Roscoe's, a little chicken. He pops into the Roscoe's, and these dudes are doing it broad day, Rosewood. Like I said, with Young Dolph at the cookie spot, man, like at a restaurant. That's like it's like a foregone conclusion. You are gonna get locked up.
See, in LA is different. It's a whole different movement out LA, right? Because even before it got even like this, where people were moving from other states and trying to make it out there, and it got flooded with people, you already had gang activity. So if you in a Roscoe's in another neighborhood, right, somebody can come up and press you, and I'm talking about not nobody like coming up like, yo, what's up and all this or whatever. No, van pull up, bull arm out the window. Where you from? Oh, I ain't from here. Oh, all right, cool. You know where you at? I'm in the 60s. All right, cool. And they'll ride off. If you answer it wrong, you spray. So it always been like that. So if it's like that and then it's worse, it's like you really have to move real different. Like I said, you gotta go to work and go home. If you want Roscoe's, you gotta Uber Eats. Since not even seeing your folks out. Don't even send none of your folks out. Unless it's security or something, send your security out to get the food or something. But you gotta go to these events, go home, wherever you at, keep your security tight, man. All the artists stay safe, man, because it's really crazy. People is jacking at an all-time high. It's like it's back to '88. Swear, people still in car radios, man.
So
Crazy.
so Rosewood, in this situation, let's look a little bit at PnB Rock's career. In June of 2014, PnB released his debut mixtape, and a lot of people will say he's got a good image. But PnB Rock actually, like you said, he could be an actor, right? PnB Rock actually wrote his debut mixtape while he was locked up, Rosewood. Did the Young Bulls tell you about that? Like, yo, dude just got out.
Yeah. They that was the thing. They're saying that's what the buzz started generating, like when he got out of jail, and then he started pushing his music, and then you got his story. So they're like, oh, he just got out. He wrote that joint in jail. And then that's when you really felt it. So it's like, boom, you feel what he's harmonizing. You feel what he rapping, because you like, oh, he wrote this to be on the bars. It's some serious work right here. And then he, like I said, he took off running. Like one of my favorite songs by PnB Rock is on Fetty Wap mixtape. It's called Run It Up. That's one of my favorite joints ever right there. PnB Rock and Fetty Wap, Run It Up. That joint go dumb in the club, go dumb in the bar. I swear. And that right there, I'm like, my man gonna be here forever, because he can always make hits. So to see something like this, it's like, come on, man, to dim my man lights in any type of way, that's whack. That's real corny, yo.
Thanks, man. So in 2015, PnB Rock signed a deal with Atlantic Records.
Yeah.
How about that, man? 1 year. He releases his debut. This doesn't just happen for anybody, man.
No.
You know what I mean? You don't just get dropped one mix. Meek Mill didn't drop one mixtape and even signed to Warner, Rick Ross.
No. That's why I said PnB was something different. He hit different. When he came out, he hit the scene real different. And like I said, he was somebody you can root for in the streets. And the industry can market him. So he had the best of both worlds, and it's like, no, let's get him now, put him in position, get him out of here. And that's all it was.
What do you think about PnB Rock going the route of releasing his third mixtape as his first project with Atlantic, titled RMB 3? Did that throw you off at all? Should it have been a more like practical major label debut?
Nah, it fit perfect, because if you listen to the previous R&Bs, he was right on track with 3. And he basically gave you a timeline in music form. So it's like, if you listen to 1 going into 2, you see his growth and development, and you hear his story all the way. So you know him as a person. So it was like perfect. It fit in perfect. And plus, it was a good move, because just a little industry advice. You never want to drop an album. Always drop mixtapes or EPs, because when you drop an album and you go to a label, now they have what your album sales were, and now that's what they can base your money off of, or your deal. Oh, your album did this, or we can give you this for your deal. So you don't want to drop an album until it's hot. So that's why he probably already had 3 mixtapes. The third one he just turned it in as an album. The label loved it, and they ran with it.
Wow, this is kind of crazy. So PnB Rock goes on to release his second project, Going Through the Motions, GTTM, in 2017 with Atlantic Records, but also Empire Distribution. It debuted at number 28, respectable number. Rosewood, what do you think about them adding Empire Distribution to the table, though?
I think it was just a business move, to maximize the profits, for really take control of the markets where your music gets distributed at, for real. Because when you see it like that, it's them giving you more control of what markets you want it to be distributed at, and what markets they're going to distribute it at that you want.
Now, I don't want to discredit what you know, but this is a big deal to me. He actually was on the soundtrack for The Fate of the Furious with 2 singles, Gang Up with Young Thug, 2 Chainz, and Wiz, and Horses with Kodak Black and A Boogie with the Hoodie, man. That's kind of serious, man. If you remember, I always bring it up how big of a deal it was when Cadillac Todd was featured on The Fast and the Furious alongside Ja Rule with, I think it was Pav City.
That's what it was. Because I just remember the movies, and then back then, like, see, people forget it was major for an artist to be on a movie soundtrack. If you got a soundtrack and if you watch a movie and you hear your artist playing in the movie, or you want to hear the soundtrack, you're like, who else is on there? And they'll put exclusive bangers just on the soundtrack that you can't get nowhere else. So for him to be on that in the Fast and Furious franchise, how big it is, you gotta just imagine how many people just going to buy that album because they're fans of the movie. That's real major. It's major. It's always major when an artist can get on a major movie soundtrack. You want a major movie soundtrack? That's a great look, and you're gonna get your dollars.
Yeah, Ludacris actually dropped an album as well when Fast and the Furious released and shit. Appreciate everybody tapping in, man. Our prayers are up for PnB Rock, man.
Yes, yes,
everybody throw those prayer
crazy.
emojis up.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know. I'm glad. I'm glad he's still here with us. My prayers up for him. I'm telling him to fight. You know, as being a gunshot victim myself, I got my zipper. You know, I had 9 surgeries, and Temple saved my life and my leg, so I'm here today. But it's real in the field, and you don't know. Second by second, you go in that surgery. You don't know if you're gonna wake up. So we praying for him. The whole city praying for him, man. For real. Like, man, everybody in here, salute to everybody tapping in. I'm glad y'all tuning in with Mikey to get the official news and really tapping with some real fully dudes. Shout out my brother SV Twiz. Also, my nigga Bond Simmons always tapping in. You know, the 4 horsemen always around. We just working. But it's just so really sad and unfortunate that anything happens like that to somebody of his caliber and his status.
So, Rosewood, PnB Rock on this soundtrack went on to work with Young Thug, right? He's working with Young Thug on the soundtrack, 2 Chainz, Wiz, Kodak, A Boogie. Putting him with all these names kind of solidifies him to the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. I would definitely say it solidified to him in the game, but I think that's was something they knew in the beginning when he first hit the scene, and then when he got the deal with the Atlantic. I think that's what they saw, that this is somebody that can really be in the industry.
Alongside these,
yeah, and be in the industry long term. Like always can come up with a hit, can come up with hits for other artists. You know, he's the versatility of PnB Rock is all over. We might not see the light shining as bright as when he first came out, but he's making major moves in the industry. Best believe it. He's working. If he's like you said, he's at a black tie event, that means he's working. Right? He's working. He's supposed to be there.
So 2017, very good year. He actually makes it on to the freshman class. Now, at this point, though, 2017 freshman class, he's got 2 albums out with Atlantic. He's also got features on the Fast and the Furious soundtrack. Is it the right time for the freshman list, or were they a little late?
They was a little late. It is late, and by Philly standards, they was real late. He is supposed to have been on there for real. But, you know, it's the politics of XXL. But we always happy that a Philly artist gets to make it. Like when Uzi got on there, we was hype. You know, we hype. Anytime a Philly artist get on the cover of a magazine, we hype, we amp, and we want that person to keep growing.
This is actually kind of crazy because those albums we were just talking about, as you referred to them, mixtape projects, you know what I mean? The R&B projects he was doing. He actually released his debut album in 2019 called Trap Star Turned Pop Star.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and that released solely on Atlantic. So, like, I think you were right about that last business move that he made with Empire to put a project out while the people were waiting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's all it was, because Atlantic wanted one project, and they gave him the green light. They said we're backing, but we just not going to distribute it. So hit Empire up. Oh, what all we'll do it. Everybody's happy. Major business moves, great business moves right there.
Wow, this is crazy. He actually does a record with Ed Sheeran after that on this album. I'm trying to find the sales on it. I can't find the sales.
I didn't even know that one. But
Track
I can expect it because they're both Atlantic, you know, so I can expect it. So any Atlantic artist, 2 Chainz was on Atlantic, Kodak was on Atlantic, Ed Sheeran's on Atlantic.
Yep, in February. So he also in January 2020 he released the track "Ordinary" featuring Pop Smoke, and went on to feature with another late rapper, King Von, on the titled track "Rose Gold." And we actually saw King Von and PnB Rock both appear on $1 Million Worth of Game together as well. Rosewood.
Yep. Yeah. Now I don't know the extent of their relationship, but from the outside looking in, it seemed like they had a real relationship that was going close as rappers and as real G's that's from hoods and that's just made it out. You know, they got something in common and they both can relate to each other and they probably just rocking with each other. It happens like that, man.
Facts. Yep. And then here it says in February of 2022, PnB Rock released a new mixtape, SoundCloud Days, which features artists including Pasto Flaco, Young Fazo. You familiar with any of those artists, bro? Off top?
No.
Now, another report I saw was that in August of 2021, PnB Rock actually pled guilty to a case involving drugs and a stolen gun.
Mm-hmm.
So, like you were saying, just because it didn't seem like the best of times, the man was going through a case. We've also just recollected other parts of his career all the way leading up to the pandemic. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Maybe it took a little bit long for him to release his debut album. What'd you think about the trap star turned pop star? I seem to remember that very clearly now. That was a clever marketing scheme, in my opinion.
And they marketed it very well. He got a few bangers off that joint too. That joint got a few bangers on there too. That's one thing. Whatever project he dropped, he at least give you 4 to 5 bangers on there. Whereas like you listening to him put them in your playlist. And that's the thing. Once you get replay value, his replay value is really high. That's what I give the PnB Rock. His replay value is real high. So, like I said, if he's working behind the scenes with other artists or he's linking with other artists, like you said, he can hold his own. So it's like, man, I'm praying for the brother, man. I swear, man, definitely praying for the brother. That's crazy, man. Because it's so crazy in the city. Like I said earlier, we encourage people to leave out or even like, yo, no, go to LA, go to Atlanta, like get out the city because we don't want you to die here. And then something like that happens. So it's like everybody got to move different.
So Rosewood, what I'm reading here is that this did occur. This occurred at about 1 p.m. Los Angeles Times is reporting it occurred at 1 p.m. and it actually occurred while he was being robbed of his jewelry.
I told you, niggas on the jacking spree, yo. They on the jacking spree out there. Sauce Walker, right? Then he does almost. Then he does incident. He got jacked, and 100%,
then they tried.
They
tried, and he was ready.
Yeah, the security was ready. The security wasn't playing around, and now boy not here. Unfortunately, like I don't wish death on nobody. But let's
break this down real quick. 1 p.m. Rosewood. Let's dissect that real quick. This happening at 1 p.m. I guess you could say people wouldn't be at Roscoe's at any other time than 1 p.m.
No, it's no. People would be there. It's see, and that's why they jacking. They know where they all right. When the people that's jacking, especially out there, they doing their homework. They know where people frequent. They know what they like to eat. They collecting their intel, and they going to get you, especially when you least expect it. When your guard is the most down. I don't know when Sauce Walker's situation happened. I think his situation was in the daytime too. I think that happened in the daytime too. So right then and there, all right, I know somebody trying to jack him out. Like I'm on full guard. I got security all around me. Like, yo, anybody looks suspicious in the car, listen, We shoot first, ask questions last.
But when you're going to a Roscoe's, man, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because in Sauce Walker's situation, he was probably out in LA shooting a music video. I can understand having security walking by you when you're at you know what I'm saying, at a music video shoot. But the man just wanted to step inside of a Roscoe's real quick.
It ain't not this. Mikey T. That's like saying I'm going step in certain restaurants in Philadelphia that's like literally in the hood. It might look gentrified, but you in the hood. You're not wearing nothing like that. And especially if you frequent, I'm not saying if you that's coming there to visit, I'm saying that that's your spot. You always there. It's somebody plotting.
You
It's
said it
somebody,
earlier, though. You said it earlier. DoorDash. You said it earlier. What's it called? Meal.
Uber Eats,
Uber
DoorDash,
Eats, you know what
Grubhub. Somebody, that's why I said don't even, because at first I was like, send your folks out. Then I'm like, don't even send your folks out. Because most of the time, the artists, their folks, they might not have as much jewelry, but they got their little bling on. They got their little, their little flash on.
your little merchandise.
Yeah, or whatever. So they look like
Sometimes that works, though, Rosewood. Sometimes that works because you know what I mean? It's like, you have somebody go out and get you a grub for you. They're not going to recognize that person. So I could see that. But if you're wearing all the merchandise, if you're wearing the, you know what I mean, the TIP chain or the G Unit chain, then they got a reason to look at you.
Yeah, that's a trophy piece. Whatever you representing around your neck is always a trophy piece for the hood. It's your trophy, and somebody's always trying to take your trophy. The same thing with your rollie. You got a rollie in the hood. That's why nobody can even talk about an AP. Better not have no AP in the hood. Yeah, chop your hand off for the AP. Take your hand with the watch. Give me your hand too. Don't play around. So your rollie is your trophy.
They love those AP videos, man. You know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if somebody is hungry for the rollie, better not have that. That's what I'm saying. So I don't know.
Walking inside of an establishment like that, you know what I mean? Like, we got to learn from other incidents that we've seen. You know what I mean?
True. No, you right with that. We definitely got to learn from other people's mistakes, and we just got to really move real cautious, especially when he's from Philadelphia. I know you've been out, Cali. I know you've been out there. You're familiar with it, but still you're not from there. So you always still have to treat it like that. If it's up out there and you know people jacking on an all-time level, no, I'm not going to Roscoe's rocking no jewelry. I'm not going to Roscoe's at all. Like I said, security go get that, or I'm delivery. Same guy give. I'm studio. Like I said, you gotta treat it like you going to a 9 to 5 and then you going home. It ain't no, let's stop at Roscoe's real quick. Let's get a grub.
Right.
Oh, we going home and then we gonna order Roscoe's and do whatever we gonna do there.
Well, hold on. Rosewood, you can't order Roscoe's.
You don't know. I'm pretty sure.
It doesn't matter if you can't order Roscoe's, man. We got to learn from the mistakes of others. Rosewood, I hate to say it, but King Von, he didn't need to stop at that second club.
Oh no. We definitely talked about that when that happened. It was no need for him to go there. He was supposed to go wherever they were going. They already had a place they were going. So for the turn or whatever, that was a bad choice. But I just think PnB was comfortable. He felt good because it might be a spot that he frequents.
He might have lived there for a little minute, too. He might have lived there for a little minute through all the pandemic and all that, but nobody was anywhere during that point in time.
Facts. And you got people now, that settled in. And if their money ran out and they on heist mode, everybody can get it. And like I said, they're coming at the time when you least expect it. So we thinking like, it's supposed to happen at nighttime. Or you went at Roscoe's at 11 o'clock and that. No, they know you on point then. They know you ain't on point at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Thinking everything is chill. I want to
Yeah.
ask you about Meek Mill. You know, I asked Twiz about this. I want to ask you as well. I thought it was really dope when Meek Mill reached back out to PnB Rock and put him on Dangerous with
Yeah.
Jeremiah, man. Can you tell me why you think that happened? You know what I'm saying?
Well, first of all, it was definitely because it's Meek extending the love to another up and coming Philly artist that hit the scene and is blowing up and offering the support in a musical way and any other way, that they know about. And it's also the connection with Atlantic Records. They're gonna make that happen.
I like
So
that.
it's almost like all the stars were aligned. You had the label connection, you had the city connection, and at the same time, there's no beef between those artists or the artists' hoods, so everything is good. And you put Jeremiah on there, so you get a banging song. Perfect.
Facts, man. And you know, there's another connection seemingly to the Pop Smoke and PnB Rock situation. Now, with Pop Smoke, they say it was the location getting
Yeah,
leaked. In PnB Rock situation, it's the location getting leaked.
that's what I heard. That's what I
Uh,
heard. I
what are
wasn't
your
sure though.
what's your take on that? If that is the case with the location getting leaked, I mean, they're really just following PnB Rock, waiting for a location to get leaked.
That's now look. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Right when I heard that, I'm like, all right. How are the locations given up? Are they posting the picture and they're putting where they are, or are they posting the video saying where they are? How is the location being broadcast to the greater world?
Sometimes it's fans there who will film you. Oh shit! Kevin Hart just walked into Roscoe's.
Okay, that one.
Sometimes it's the fans. Sometimes it's your friends with you,
Mm-hmm.
your girl with you.
I
You know what
understand
I'm
that.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Pop Smoke just bought me these new Gucci gloves at the Gucci store. They tagged the Gucci store. You know what I mean? Sometimes it'll be the friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, we eating good. We eating good. We post Texas Day Brazil in Philly.
Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. And you know what it is? It's like when you got all those followers, people following your people following you, your entourage, your manager, all that. If you in that game where you jacking, you doing your homework. It's called doing your homework.
Right.
So yeah, they are waiting for you to drop that low so they can hit that lit. It's shit. And for real, I when with the Pop Smoke situation, I thought people were going to cancel that out. I thought everybody's going to put, especially like out LA or whatever. If you're moving like that, I thought people was not going to put. You're not going to know where I am, or if it is getting posted, I was there earlier in the day. I'm not there now. Or I was there last night. I'm not there now.
You know, I gotta look at it from the other perspective though as well, Rosewood. You know, like you got these guys, they're in LA for the first time. They're so excited to be out there. They just let one slip.
On that note, yeah, because like I was thinking about more like your entourage doing the picture of you, but when you say the fans, you really had no control of that. That's the one you don't have control over. So it's a double-edged sword, Mikey T, because you still want to go outside and interact with your fans, and that's your promotion as well as an artist and being real to your fans, being tangible to your fans. You want to be that, so you don't want to just go somewhere and then go in the crib. So I definitely understand now that we're talking about the location situation. Like you want to be out and then you still having a good time. But it's different now. You gotta be on high alert. Like you gotta act like there's a war zone. It's like anybody they think with some money or anybody that they think is up, they trying to get.
Okay, so TMZ is reporting that he was rushed to the hospital.
Mhm.
They got photos of Roscoe's chicken and waffles all yellow taped off.
Mhm.
Um, Apparently everybody inside was in a panic.
Yeah, and as they should, as they would be. that's a gruesome scene right there, man.
Yeah.
And the man was non-responsive for a little bit, so they thought he was already gone. But he moved or whatever. Thank God that he moved, and they were able to rush him to the hospital. And I'm praying for him that he make it through, man.
You see, this is what it is, Rosewood. It's a picture. It's literally a picture of the chicken and the waffles with the yams and the mac and cheese. You know what I mean? And that photo goes up before the food is even eaten. You know what I mean? The food is in the process of getting eaten right now. And that
Right.
means they forget about that picture, Rosewood, for what?
Mhm.
15, 18, 19 minutes.
Right. If that,
Forget
right.
about that shit while you're eating. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And in that moment, everybody's done pulling up. You know what I'm saying? The lick done arrived. You know what I mean? That's how everybody looks at these situations. It's
Mhm.
crazy.
And for real, it don't even gotta be the location. Sometimes, say somebody is there, they pop up, they just going in. Oh, yo, PnB Rock in. Let me call my folks. Let me see if I can get part of this bag.
Yep.
Yo, PnB in right now. Come to Roscoe's on.
Okay, then there's another thing. I don't know who the hell that guy is, but he has some jewelry on that's going to get me through this winter.
That too. That too. It could be that. You know, the Minister Society John. I seen floss and I'm gonna take it. It's all types of scenarios why it could have happened. But the whole thing is it happened. It's messed up that it happened, yo. It's crazy for it to happen to him, to anybody though. Any rapper for real. Because people don't understand, like, artists really work really hard. Like, that's not an easy job. And you sacrificing a lot. And now you looking at it like, dang, I'm sacrificing my life too. I already got to sacrifice time with my family, my kids, all types of sacrifices you got to make with your time in your life. And now your livelihood. Now your life has to, like, it don't make no sense. It's like, is it worth it at the end of the day? It's really messed up. I heard you say, like, yeah, being a rapper is like the most dangerous job. We ain't talking about like first responders and stuff like that. We talking about like other
Like
types of jobs.
firefighters.
Yeah, we ain't talking about first responders. But and when they first were saying that, I'm like, hey, I understand y'all coming from. But now it's like it is. It is, because it's like it's becoming more rampant. Where we're hearing either what was the young boy that just got shot, and we ain't know if he's gonna walk.
Little TJ.
Little TJ.
Thank God. Thank goodness.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's like inches from not being here, and it's like, yo, you really got the potential to be great in the music. You really got fans that appreciate your music, and now you got a chance of not being here for whatever reason it is. It's crazy, man. But with PnB Rock situation out LA, they jacking. They on jack mode. So it's like you gotta be on, like, and now that we say it can come from any angle, not to cut you off, now that we say it can come from several angles, not just your location, somebody popping up, a random guy that don't even know you that's hungry. That's three different wolves you gotta contend with.
So what they saw on PnB Rock and what I actually saw Rosewood on his Instagram story, he was wearing several chains. He was actually wearing 3 chains, and I would have to say it's 4 pendants, because on one chain it's actually 2 pendants. So this man is wearing literally 3 chains with 4 pendants, running around. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying anything is wrong with that. You know what I mean? I'm not taking anything away from somebody who wants to spend their money when they get to a certain point in their life. I'm just pointing out what the video description is.
Yeah, yeah. I don't listen, man. It's crazy because I don't know if he, like, they waiting for, like, I'm looking on the gram right now. Philly First 48, shout out Johnny Mack. He put up he reportedly passed away.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I imagine everybody's going to be doing videos. Twiz is saying Twiz is you know, Twiz has a blog, so I hope he'll do a video about it.
Yeah. I think Twitch definitely on this joint.
That's why I'm glad you and Twiz tapped in. You know, you guys are my Philly first responders. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it was
Since you
crazy,
bring up
Mikey
the first
T.
responder term.
It's crazy, Mikey T. I'm really on my little quote unquote vacation right now, so I was chilling. And I really just came in the crib, I scrolled through. I seen you put it up. I said, hold up. I went on, I clicked on ASAP. I said, what? As I'm listening to what you're saying, saying twins coming, that's why I'm like, damn, Rock. I'm like, hold on. We call my folks. They're like, yeah, he fighting, but nobody know the word yet. But if Johnny Mac posting that, then that's crazy. Because I don't Johnny Mac he not gonna post nothing that's
Well, you
that
know, that's Philly, man. You know
yeah,
what I mean? That's y'all.
he not gonna post nothing that's like that
This
he
is
not sure that it's true or not.
this is a travesty for, you know what I mean, Philly. It's a travesty for
Yeah,
all the sports family in the world.
shout out my brother Philly Fame TV. Just
Yeah,
posted
shout
the
out to
same
Philly
thing.
fans.
He posted the same thing. PnB Rock passed away.
Yeah, you know,
R.P. Rock, man. That's fucked up,
terrible.
yo.
That shit's terrible. You know what I mean? Because we literally watched this guy.
Damn, Rock.
I'm saying for the better part of 10 years, we've been watching. You know what I mean? You got put on to him. We've been watching. The whole world's been watching to a certain extent. He got a lot of his flowers. Let's admit that. He got to release his debut album. The man was signed after one mixtape, Rosewood, which is not done nearly ever.
Nah, right. Nah, never done like that. Like that's one on once in a million lifetime type of joints. And really, even the way he maneuvered through the industry. Because you always hear the story of people going through the industry, getting that first deal is bad, and the first experience in the industry is bad. No, he went through that joint, business minded, ready, knew what he wanted to do, had his structure, had it lined up. Like I'll go back to that interview and I'm gonna find that interview. It's like right where he came out. He was on his block. They showed his block. He went to the studio or whatever like that. That's the first time I started seeing people with like the giant bags of weed. And I'm like, dang, how he got all that or whatever. So this like right after. So this probably like right after his album drop or right before the album drop. So it's up there. So I knew from right there that Youngin was definitely destined to blow when he's going to be around. Like I said, man, I'm going to play Run It Up tonight like 100 times, yo. Like, I can't believe this, John, man. That's it. Like, it's a shock, but at the same time, like I said, LA is drawn right now. In the words of my Philly niggas, it is drawn. It's in the way, all the way in the way. And it's like, yo, niggas don't give a fuck, man. Like, yo, this really hurt for real. Because to see him coming from the northwest section of Philadelphia, anybody that come from the northwest section, which is Germantown, Somerville, where Twiz is from, West Oak Lane, Mount Airy, where Cassidy is from, even my bad Core, that's another person from back Germantown too. Vernon Road or whatever, he's up the street from Top Hocken and Morton. So for any of them to come out, anybody uptown always behind them because it's like you know about North Philly, you know about South Philly, you know about West, even Southwest. But the Northwest section is we don't call it Northwest, we call it by the hoods. So to see anybody come out this section, it's an honor. And then to see somebody go that made it out this section, he needed a mural. He needed a mural, man. He needed a mural on several corners on Germantown Avenue. I swear, yo. Just how Dr. J got murals. Just how Will Smith got murals. Patti LaBelle got murals. That brother need several of them on Germantown Avenue, yo. And I'll be one of the brothers that's signing that petition to get it done. Real trap, yo. We gotta remember the brothers when they gone. Got to. That's a hurt. This one hurt right here, Mikey. This don't hurt, bro.
I feel you 100%, bro.
This don't hurt, bro.
I want you to speak your piece. I hear your passion when you're speaking about it. You know what I mean? Like I said, a lot of us in here have witnessed PnB Rock's career from the ground up, getting out of jail, putting out that project. But I want to point out there that the man did get his flowers. You know, I want to put it out there, even though he obviously didn't reach the heights. He didn't get, you know, the man was going to have a 20, 30-year career. Let's be real about it. You know what I mean?
He wasn't going nowhere. He wasn't going nowhere. Like I said, his light might have not has been bright as when he first came out, but I think he was one of those artists where, all right, he'll be around and then he'll hit you with a banger. He right back. Oh, dang, he right back. He got another younger generation on who he is now. He might go do some more industry work that we don't know about, collect the bag, come back with another banger. Like how Fat Joe do it. Fat Joe always come out with a banger some way, somehow, and keep him relevant. And like I said, PnB, one of them guys I think could have stepped into acting. I could have seen him on Snowfall.
Like
yeah, I could have seen him on Snowfall. I could have seen him on Power, because Power is mostly New York, but he could have been a Philly boy and have a different, you know, I seen him on that path, and maybe he might have been working on that out there. We don't know. And it's so unfortunate now that we won't know, and we won't get to even see him grow even more, because he had more growing to do. He a young boy. He ain't experienced all the life yet. Just because you people think you rich, that don't mean you experienced the full life experience yet. He had a lot of life to live. And you lose it over any material thing is real senseless. I don't care where it's at.
Wake and Bake TV said facts. I heard of him riding on the L to 52nd Street.
That's how you hear it in the streets. He was buzzing in the streets of Philly. That's why I said when he made the double XL freshman cover, it was late. But in the terms of Philly, they've been late.
What about when he linked with AR Rab on that I Got What You Need?
Yeah, that's another banger right there. Another Philly banger. And now look, that's PnB using his, because I'm pretty sure the label might have been like, no, we don't know. He like, no, this is somebody from my city that I rock with and my city rock with. If y'all scared of them, we don't care. We making this song. It's for the city. Certain songs get done for the city. It got to get done. The collab has to get done. It got to get done because it's for the city.
I'm trying to see.
Damn, man, this is crazy.
TMZ is still reporting that they don't know his current condition. Some blogs are reporting certain things, but TMZ is still reporting that they don't know his current condition. I'm still keeping my prayers up, as everybody should.
Yeah.
You know, this is just very tragic for all of us, as, you know what I mean, followers of the entertainment that we love. You know what I mean? This is what we, as I was saying, Rosewood, this is what we find enjoyment with.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. Like I said, I keep saying the song Running Up. That's like, I think that might be my favorite PnB Rock songs, PnB Rock and Fetty Wap. It's Fetty Wap's song, but that's my shit, man. But it's man, this is just crazy, yo. That's one of them draws that's just sad, man. It's real sad.
Fetty Wap is in a tight situation right now as
well.
Yeah,
man. Facts, man.
I don't know what the official sentencing was, but it said he was going to have to do about 5. I'm not sure if it was 5 altogether, or I'm not sure what the official, or 5 at the minimum. I wasn't really too sure about that.
Yeah, I done seen the 5, and I'm like, yo, that's even crazy. Because when I think of Fetty Wap and P, I don't know if they came out at the same time. I just remember them tearing the clubs up in the bars with the music at the same time. They're around. So to see Fetty in that position, see PnB in this situation, it's like, yo, what the fuck?
I couldn't believe the shit with Fetty Wap either, but this is just traumatic, man. It's like, what? Like, when you jump on this internet, when you read the news, you really can never know what to expect. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would have, like, Fetty Wap having to go to jail 5 or 6 years ago. Fetty Wap was the biggest rapper in the streets.
I think he had Jones with Taylor Swift. He had like features. Fetty Wap was the number 1 feature person like for a couple years. Like, oh, you want that hit? We're gonna get Fetty Wap.
Yeah.
And it was a hit. Like, dang, yo, this this Jersey boy, and he was another person that people was rooting for because he from Jersey, and then his part of Jersey. So he was representing not for just his section, but for his whole state. For real, for real.
Now you mentioned Taylor Swift. Like I said, PnB Rock got the opportunity to work with Ed Sheeran.
Sharing,
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, all right, boom. If he's working with the that caliber of talent now, we can only imagine. That's why I keep saying it's so unfortunate because now his potential is, his craft. He was great at it. He was versatile. He can work with in different type of artists. And I think the older he got, he was going to fill into his lane and be right back in the mix. Once Philly get in the door, we don't leave. So Rock was definitely going to be there, man.
Yeah, man. Honestly, until we get the official report out,
Yeah,
but we had to come on here and talk about PnB Rock today. You know what I mean?
man.
Honestly, I just jumped on because I read that report and I'm like, no. I'm like, PnB Rock. I'm like,
Yeah, it's crazy, Mikey T. I ain't even really been on like the gram or nothing like that, whatever. So I stay like I'm gonna check, be on YouTube, see what's going on. And it's crazy because I'm like, yo, I said, my man Mikey T he on point. Cause I'm like, I ain't even like as soon as I see it, my phone ring. Yo, you heard it? I'm like, I'm looking at Mikey T right now.
that's
Like,
nuts.
and it's just crazy. I said, dang, I say, I hate it when it be like this or whatever, because it takes away from all the positive stuff that like you do, like for hip hop, just in the general. Because people, you gonna get the most views when it's the controversy or it's something tragic, and it's unfortunate when you should have that same amount of traffic when it's something positive, with artists that's coming on. But it is what it is, though. I still salute everybody for tapping in because that shows you that you on point with your journalism, that you getting something and you bringing it straight to the people. And you going to tap in with people that that's going to give you some real credible sources. That's why I said, no, I'm looking at Johnny Mack. I'm looking at Philly Fame.
Yeah, I
And
know.
they
That's
ain't.
rocking you. I wanted to say that. You're looking at all the people from your city reporting on this. Now, this artist is from your city. You know what I mean? And I could just see the raw emotion. You are a fixed station. You know what I mean? You always come in here and you give your updates, you give your opinions on Philly related topics, but also topics related to hip hop in general, man.
Max.
You know what I mean? Like I said, man, you mentioned the first responders today. It was kind of you are, you and Twiz, you are the Philly representation on the channel, bro.
Salute. I appreciate that, my J. And shout out to my brother SV Twiz, man. SV Twiz is really out here working, like following his passion and out here working, providing for his family. He a stand-up brother, man, all the way. Mean brother did his time, came home, and he's staying alive and free. That's what we say in the city. Stay alive and free and stay dangerous. So it's just we always at a heightened level, and it's just crazy, man. It's real crazy right now. Like I'm really kind of lost for words, for real. But
everybody just remain hopeful. Everybody pray. Everybody say your prayers. We've seen others come back. You know what I'm saying? Like we're all saying, you know what I mean? You watch the video. We saw his hand move at that point. We are not doctors, obviously.
Facts.
We are the spectators. We are the ones that have been watching him his whole life record and do music and perform for us. So we're just going to come on here and talk about it just like we would do anything else. You know what I'm saying? We covered the good. We cover the good, the bad, and the ugly, man. Unfortunate as it is. And at sometimes we come on here and we are just thrilled to cover topics. This is obviously one that's weighing on our heart, though.
Yeah, this one of them hard Johns, man. And I think when Pop Smoke passed, even King Von, all them Johns was tough. Like we reported on them joints. We tapped in live with the people. And them Jones was hard. So even this one it touch home. And like I could see if he's like maybe it's like from Southwest. I'm like, I don't really know anybody down Southwest. I don't be down there. But it's only 1 degree of separation if you're in the northwest part of Philadelphia. You know, you're gonna know somebody to know somebody. Like that's just how it go. So it's really hurt real bad, man. And like you said, I'm glad you said that. And he might not have been at a certain height, but he definitely got his flowers from the industry. In the streets already been giving him his flowers, but the industry gave him his flowers and let him know that he was worth something. That's why you still around. You're worth something here. You're valuable to the industry, and that's hard to stay relevant with the industry. You see a lot of people fall off, but the industry wants to keep you around. That means you're a special person. You have a special talent, and he had that. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, facts, man. But everybody on here, I want you guys to subscribe to the channel. If you're not, I go live on a regular basis, so I want y'all to subscribe. Make sure you stay tapped in. We are all still, everybody in here, we all know we're still pulling for PnB Rock to pull through this thing.
Praying, man, praying.
Everybody, you know, is seeing all the reports online. You know what I mean? Everybody's reporting certain things on their YouTube. Let's just wait until we hear the facts of everything. You know what I mean? But let's also remember this man and still hold this man in a high regard. We all know PnB Rock, man. We all know this game of hip hop, y'all. And we know we got to treat this situation very delicately, y'all.
Yeah, it's for real. It's real serious, and like for real, like even like all right, like I'm looking at some of y'all in the comment or whatever talking about Johnny Matt in the city. We don't play with the facts. Like we don't bullshit with that. We don't
go a lot of people are going off emotion
shit or whatever like that.
No. A lot of people are going off emotion and just reporting that he's passed away.
That's why I looked at. That's why I looked at.
People are doing YouTube lives right now.
Oh no, that's why I looked at Philly Fame. That's why I seen him.
I know
48 Philly Fame. That's the city. They're gonna make the phone call to the family.
That's your own city.
That's what I'm talking about. So what y'all? So I'm not saying for the people in the comments. This is real serious for the city. Like so, it don't matter who is reporting on what. We gonna report the real for our city. Because y'all that's outside the city, y'all don't know what's going on inside the city. As I said earlier, we got 300 plus homicides. For the 3rd year in a row, we might touch another 400.
Yeah, for real, man.
We got to be serious.
But for real, though, Iceberg, let's not report other people's news on the channel until it's reported on TMZ with all due respect. You know
that is true. Now, like, TMZ, I ain't going to lie, when they reported, when TMZ put it out there, then you know it's there.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So let's not, because now now it's like everybody's going back and forth in the live and shit.
Yeah, I want to see, I'm waiting for TMZ myself. I'm going to keep praying for Rock until I see TMZ post it. That's the only thing I can, because you know if they post it, it's the guarantee.
Yeah, honestly, man, I like to remain hopeful, bro.
You and me both. I remain optimistic, Mikey T. That's hard. It's a bad job, man.
Are the sources right in Philly? That's why I understand where you're coming from, bro. So when you're turning on your Instagram, now you're seeing this source and that source that you go to every day for your news, for your interviews, reporting that. So
not even that's them. It's a lot of people from Philly that I'm tapped into that people on here that will never even know of.
Yeah, that's just what I'm saying.
Like, I'm literally right now, bro. I'm literally right here. Like text messages literally coming through my phone as we speak. It's here in the city. We gonna make sure we know what is what and what is not. That's all I'm saying right there. You know, people like, all right, like I'm not saying don't use this as a moment to clown somebody else. Like this is a real somber moment right here. We supposed to be praying for PnB Rock right now, bro. Like real rap, because it's like I said, it's unfortunate. It happened. It's unfortunate if you got moved like that. And for any other artist that's out LA or whatever that's maneuvering around, be safe, man. Be safe. Be careful. Because like I said, Sauce Walker that's had the incident, like we don't want this to be a trend. Rappers in LA attempted robberies or robberies going bad. We don't need that. We don't need that.
Yeah, we don't need that history playing out as if it's
Oh,
the
man.
90s with Suge Knight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, because it was crazy back then. It was crazy back then. LA was
I don't
wild.
know if it happened in LA, but they were saying that Suge Knight was actually sitting there at the desk when rappers were coming in, and he would make them like you were gonna check your
Oh,
coat, you would
yeah.
check your chain, I guess. Where would they check the chain, Rosewood? Into a clear baggie?
On Suge desk. On Suge desk. Put that right on that desk. Don't step on that. Don't step on that death row sign. You better walk around. That chain on the desk. So it's
God.
crazy
Can you
there.
believe that though, Rosewood, man? Who is really giving their chain up to Suge?
I think look at the time, man. You heard what Fat Joe said. People they was terrified. So, and I think with Suge doing that, he kept a lot of people in line. So certain rappers, stuff like this wouldn't happen to. Even though you had it's your ego, my chain, whatever. You protect it. Ain't nothing else. Ain't nothing happening to you out there. He wasn't keeping the chain, giving it back.
Give
Yeah,
back and give it. Some
yeah.
of them, I bet you, he would let walk by. He'd be like, "Man, you good."
Yeah, it was some symbolism shit. It was just some symbolism shit to make shit seem bigger. But it's really just saying like, oh, all right, we rocking out. I'm gonna make sure nothing happened to you out this bitch. That's all it is. Now you don't have those industry figures that are really connected to the streets that can push pause. Like, no, that's not going down. Like, yo, cut this out. Da. It's not like that. And they say it's because it's a lot of people that wasn't from LA came to LA during the pandemic and stayed.
Yeah.
The cost of living out there is high.
Yeah. But I could picture some of the artists back in the day being like, "Yeah, Suge, that's you. That's you right there, man. That pinky ring, that's you. Just make sure I get my chain back." And then they would probably go home and they would be like, "Man, that was the most expensive award show I ever had to go to. What the hell? $8,000 to go to the VMAs? I'm done with this shit."
The thing is, they said people used to be scared when Suge come in there. I think it was like a Vibe Awards. He said people Suge came in and smoking a cigar. Everybody started scattering in the back. So it was just he had that aura. People can tell the stories now, but if you wasn't around in the 90s, just to hear the story, be on the East Coast and hear the stories. There's no internet. So you have to get like people's accurate account of who this person is, or you reading the source or Double XL when it came out, or Vibe, and they're getting the actual story from that person right there. So it was just that time, man. But LA is crazy right now, man. Everybody jacking.
Let me I just posed a question to the chat. I want to ask you if Suge Knight was able to, back in the day, when he had Lisa Left Eye, rest in peace, if she would have been able to release her Death Row album, if he would have actually been able to sign Juvenile, P.D. Pablo, and then he would have had Crooked Eye as well. Also, Bonds and Shay Davis. Shay Davis would have been over there. Young Buck would have been over there. Do you think Death Row would have been rebuilt based off of those artists?
I don't think they had the proper marketing. And if they did have all those artists, I don't think they would know how to market all those artists. Because all the artists you name, they need a certain type of marketing for themselves. And then to put them together on features, you got to really know what you're doing. And I don't think they had the people over there at that time to be able to do that.
Yeah, but I imagine if they could have got those, you don't think if they would have got those artists, Juvenile, P.D. Pablo, you don't think Suge could have went to Atlantic? Suge could have went to somebody for a $10 million deal or something like that?
I don't think he had the leverage that he had when Pac and him was because Suge was facing jail time and all that then. I think that's when they was about to change it over to The Row and all that. It was all that. It was real messy over there. So if it's messy, you ain't got time to do my marketing. If I'm PD Pablo, How can Suge? What was Suge marketing Plan B for? It's not even Suge. You have to have a team of people. So what would their team be to market PD Pablo? That's what I'm saying. Even if you had Shay Davis and Bonds or Shay Davis and his squad over there, how do you market the East Coast New York guys from a California perspective? It would. That's why I said you have to have a certain team over there to make that work. Suge probably could have got the money for that, but how could he make it work? That's the thing.
Yeah, it's very odd combination of artists, really.
It is. It is. Is if you make that happen, you're a genius. Put it like that.
He even wanted to bring Bang'em Smurf and Domination into the fold over there.
Yeah, at one point I think they're just trying like, look, whoever come over here, if it's thick, it's thick.
Rosewood, I'm gonna be back live tonight at about 10:30 if you're available.
I might be in the studio. If I'm not though, I'll definitely tap in with you, my J.
All right, my brother. I'll talk to you later on, G's. Appreciate you for tapping in.
You already know.
All right, bro. All right, cool. Yes, I will be going live again tonight at about 10:30 p.m. with some hot topics if y'all want to tap in. But obviously, PnB Rock, you know what I mean? My heart goes out for PnB Rock. My prayers are going out for PnB Rock as we're live right now. This is, as SV Twiz said, you guys, this is a hurt piece. You know what I'm saying? This is a really unfortunate situation. You know, I've been reporting about musicians and artists since 2009. You know what I mean? Pretty heavy since 2009, you guys. And PnB Rock, when I saw him came into the game, I wasn't able to get an interview with PnB Rock. I did get an interview with PnB Mean. You know what I mean? But I saw a lot of the artists he was working with, and I was impressed by it. And you know what I mean? I was drawn into the artist that PnB Rock was. But let's remain hopeful. We're going to remain hopeful until we get the news about PnB Rock. You know what I mean? I know there's a lot of people reporting a lot of things. I know there's out there people titling headlines a lot of ways. You know, you can't hold nothing against them. They're going to report the way. They're going to go off the emotions that they're going to go off of. You know what I mean? I just like to handle these situations very delicately because what we're talking about is very serious. You know what I mean? It's a very serious situation, man. But I had to come on here and address it with y'all, just like I do everything else, you guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. If y'all have any open questions, I'm gonna open it up. Open questions. At the end of my pod, you're watching the Mikey T, the Movie Star podcast. At the end of my podcast, I always do open questions. So if anybody has some open questions, I'll take those right now. Let me get my Kush lit back up, man. Prayers up. That's 100% correct. Prayers up for PnB Rock. You know, it's you could just tell with the guys, you know, they're from Philly. If you didn't know, SV Twiz and Rosewood, they're from Philly. You could just tell the emotion because they come on here, you know what I mean? They come on the show. They've been on dozens of times and we talk about what's going on, but you could just tell by the emotion that was drawn out. Prayers up to PnB, yeah. Leo, it was an altercation, allegedly an altercation at the Roscoe's, Chicken and Waffles. All right, I'm about to shut the. Wow, y'all, everybody just shut down Suge. Everybody just shut down Suge, man. I love it, man. Appreciate y'all voting in the poll. Appreciate y'all voting in the poll. Appreciate my co-host coming on tonight and joining me on the Mikey T, the Movie Star podcast. I did watch the video. You know what I mean? I tried to do a little extra investigation, analyzing, you know what I mean? Looking into it, just trying to see details. You know what I mean? Everybody is reporting it now. This is before reports came in, where I kind of went in and started looking at it. You know what I mean? I don't just jump off the handle. You know what I mean? I don't just start da 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 da. I don't just come on here and talk like that. You know what I mean? So once I realized what was going on, I just had to come on here and speak with y'all. You know what I mean? Very transparent. You know, when the hottest news topics come out, I come on and talk to you. When the most tragic events happen in hip hop, I'm going to come on and talk to you as well, you guys. We can be at a high together, you know what I'm saying? And we can remember artists together, you know what I'm saying? And we can also hope for an artist to pull through like I'm doing in PnB Rock's case. That's what I'm doing, you guys. And I know y'all are doing that as well. You know, there's some crazy, crazy comments in the chat that guys, please, I'm not fazed by the crazy comments. You got to understand. My first interview was on World Star Hip Hop. Do you know how many people were going in on me on that shit? I'm not fazed by the comments. You know what I mean? I learned that young in the game. I know where the majority of us are at with this whole situation. I know where the majority of us are at. I'd see 50, 60 hate comments on World Star, sure. But then there was also 60, 70, 80,000 views. Yeah, you got to have a little 10% there or whatever that is. You got to have a little percent of people that are talking crazy in there. But I know, and everybody watching here, I know where all of our heads are at with this whole situation. You know what I mean? I know how the majority of us feel about this situation with PnB Rock. And we're hoping that PnB Rock pulls through. You already know, bro. You already know, man. This is just a tough one. You know what I mean? This is just a tough one. Too many situations like this. Too many situations like this, man. And these guys are colleagues. You know what I mean? These guys work together. These guys know one another. You know what I mean? These guys have built with one another to solidify each other's claim in the industry. If you really look at it, and analyze the careers, how they've all worked together, how King Von coming on $1 million worth of game with Gilly it gave him an opportunity to appear on the show. You know what I mean? Maybe when it really wasn't time for him to appear on the show, it gave him an alley-oop. That is what the game is about. If you watch this podcast back and you hear Rosewood and myself talking about the albums that PnB Rock put out before his debut with Atlantic, with Empire, those were alley-oops, you guys. Let's remember the good things. The only tragic part of it is that a lot of people don't realize that these parts of the artist's career, you know what I mean? Like, these are really beautiful moments. You know what I mean? The fact that he got the opportunity to release a mixtape as an album, you know, I know the game flipped a little bit back then. Lil Durk kind of flipped the game a little bit back then. Since we want to talk about Lil Durk flipping the game so recently, it was actually back then when Lil Durk flipped the game. It was actually back then. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. You know what I mean? Some people be like, yo, I could explain it, but if you know, you know. I know some people would rather me explain it. So just say, Mikey T, explain it. You know what I mean? You can do that on this blog. You can do that on this blog, you guys. But I definitely appreciate everybody tapping in. I want everybody on here to follow me on the gram. If you're not already, follow me right now. Yo, my dude, Almighty. You know your shit, bro. No, it wasn't the first one. It was the third one, bro. Wasn't the first. It was the third. I just know this shit. It ain't rehearsed. I got memories. Major shout out to Lil Flip putting me on too. Putting me on. Major shout out to Lil Flip putting me on to the exotic pop. I definitely appreciate Lil Flip putting me on to the exotic pop. You know I got a bunch of these shits in the fridge. I appreciate Flip. We got these joints. Go hit up Exotic Pop. All you got to do is Google it. Exotic Pop. Go get yourself a purchase. Go get yourself a purchase and maybe one of them Lil Flip verses. Go get yourself a purchase and maybe one of them Lil Flip verses. Yeah, you already know Neighborhood All-Star. You already know how I do, bro. You already know how I do, Neighborhood All-Star. My hopes are high. You know what I mean? My hopes are high. I'm the hopeful blogger. I'm the hopeful hip-hop blogger. You know what I mean? I ain't pulling out hope. You guys, whatsoever, man. But I appreciate everybody watching the podcast. If you're wondering what you're watching the Mikey T, the Movie Star podcast. Right here, I'm with you, Cool Breeze. I appreciate you for subscribing as well. Cool Breeze said, I hope PnB Rock makes it. You and me both, bro. All of us. I know all of us on that same train of thought. You know what I mean? A lot of people are just reporting things, you guys. Wait till we get the real information. You know, I know it. People are going off right now. People are upset. People are upset right now, and they have every single reason to be upset. This shouldn't be happening. You know what I mean? People have every single reason to be upset for this occasion when you're turning on your social media and the first thing that comes into your face is that. You know what I mean? Regardless of any major media outlet picking it up, it still blows up on social media. You know what I mean? So people are going to be upset. People are going to be concerned. You know what I mean? People are going to be hopeful. Let's just keep it prayed. Let's just keep it prayed up, man. You're damn right. Yeah, video was crazy. But I appreciate everybody tapping on. Make sure you guys follow me on social media if you haven't. You know, if you guys don't know what I do, I come on here and I put out interviews. I do a lot of interviews. I've been doing interviews since 2009, but since 2020, I've been doing online blogging. Come on here, I give my thoughts on what's going on in hip hop. I'll even, in some cases, I'll do watch alongs of my older interviews, which is really dope. I like doing that. It kind of, excuse me, you guys. It's kind of like commentary from the DVD era. You know, when they would have like directors and actors doing commentary of what they were thinking when they were acting or whatever. I give my thoughts on why I was asking questions. I give my thoughts on, you know, the result, the answer that I got. You know what I'm saying? I give my thoughts on what I would then like to learn from the artist, different shit like that, man. I do little watch alongs, man. But I appreciate everybody tapping in today, man. Hope everybody enjoys this podcast on the rewind. My name is Mikey T, the movie star. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We're on our way to the top, baby. Let's go. Appreciate y'all. See you at 10.